Hi learners, hope everyone is good. Just to give you a lesson on those who missed it and those who would like to also do it again and just to catch up for your revision. Now, it's very fundamental to explain this before I start, that we are going to be doing the section on business strategies. Now, businesses use strategies for various reasons. However, I'll just explain the four type of business strategies that we have. The first one I would like to discuss is called integration strategy. Now, integration strategies rather. There's three of them, and the first one I would like to discuss is called the forward integration. Now, as for forward integration, I'll explain it to you. I'll give you an example. It is when the business combines with or take over its distributors. So, for example, you have your coffee shop or your coffee bean producers. What they make is coffee beans. So coffee beans are sold to probably your wholesalers, sellers, or the markets, which act as distributors for this instance. Or you've got your agents who sell for you. Now, this coffee bean moves from giving to your middleman or distributors, which are your wholesalers, markets, and agents. Because remember, these three people, they also sell to your Spar, to your ShopRite, etc. So forward integration is to stop giving or selling to the distributors, but directly selling yourself to the stores that you want to sell. It could be Spar, ShopRite, or your customers. So that's the first one. It's called a forward integration. And the second one we have under integration strategy, we have a backward integration. Backward integration is when a business now combines with or take over its suppliers. You have your coffee shop. I would use the coffee shop because I love coffee. Now, your coffee shop gets supplies of maybe your sugar, or supplies of your milk, and could be your muffins as well. You don't make all this, but somebody supplies it. We suppose somebody supplies it. Now, the backward integration, it is when the coffee shop now takes ownership over your milk suppliers, take ownership your muffin suppliers as well as your sugar suppliers, so to increase your profits. Because if you own them now, obviously there'll be less price in terms of supplies, and you'll maximize your profit. And we've got the last one in the integration strategy, which is called the horizontal integration. Now, for your horizontal integration, we have a business that takes control of or incorporates businesses in the same industry which sell the same product. So you have your ShopRite, which incorporates with, let's just pick an example with Pick n Pay. Now, ShopRite incorporates with Pick n Pay because, the reason we have horizontal integration, number one, is to eliminate or to bring down competition. So in this particular horizontal integration, or rather this integration, it is when ShopRite decides on having an incorporation with Pick n Pay, so they can have similar prices to things and like similar ways of advertising and everything. Markets, well, this brings progress to businesses because they get to share ideas and grow together. So of course we know ShopRite and Checkers are a perfect example of horizontal integration, because ShopRite plus Checkers, it's one business, of course, but it's different. It's different in terms of the stores, but they both have the same head office. So we have explained the three types under integration strategies, which is your forward integration, your backward integration, as well as your horizontal integration. That's the first type of integration. Now, I want us to discuss the second type of strategy. The first strategy is integration strategy. The second one I want us to discuss is called intensive strategy. Now, with the intensive strategy, it's an intensive way of businesses entering into the markets. So the first one we are going to discuss, it's called the market penetration. For market penetration, it's when new products penetrate an existing market at a low price until it's well known to the customers, and then the prices increase. Of course, we know of many products who have done this. We know of a product, for example, in South Africa, we have Coke, which is known as the most common soft drink, and people usually buy Coke. But we have another one which have done market penetration, which is Kui, right? I don't know how to spell it, but it may be something like this. Kui entered the market at a very low price. I remember we used to buy the 2 liter for 10 Rand. And people, because they see Kui less expensive. So Coke, maybe it was about 20 Rands, and they saw Kui less expensive than Coke. And people, obviously, when the prices are low, people demand more of the low prices. But now, Kui could be around 17 Rand. So what people did, they went to buy Kui because of the less prices, but as time went on, Kui increased its prices up to 17 Rand. So this is called what? A market penetration. And the next type of intensive strategy that we are going to learn about is the market development. Market development, it's the type of strategy where new products are sold, or existing products are sold in new markets. It's a growth strategy where businesses aim to sell its existing products into new markets. For example, you have your local brands that we have, from Mr. Price, having to be sold in countries like in your UK or China. So it's basically moving or selling your products from markets which do not, like, they exist, but your products do not exist there. UK and China would be unentered markets. Of course, Mr. Price selling its products there, it's a way of developing. So it's called market development because you're growing your business by selling it in other areas. The last one we have here on intensive, we've got your product development. When it comes to product development, I always make an example using your iPhone. So iPhone, it had buttons. Okay, rather it never had buttons. I don't know, but I'll just say it had buttons. Okay, and because of time, iPhone, like people change, people get sophisticated. It lost the buttons and it had only a screen and one menu button. And then as time goes on, it develops its product to no button at all and uses your face as your security, or rather to do things on your phone rather. So this is when your product is being developed over and over again, so to attract your customers. So they say in description, they say it is a growth strategy where businesses aim to introduce new products into existing markets and modifies an existing product. So it could be entering, or rather new products, or a modification of, this is just modification, but of course when you put new things in the market, it's also called product development. So this is the last one. So the first one we have is market penetration. The second one we have is your market development, and the last one we have is product development.